Hi everyone and welcome to day 2 of the restoration of this car. So today what we're going to try and have a little look at is fitting some of these parts on the side, and also what I'm doing is painting a lot of parts. So we have loads of 3D parts on this car. There's a few resin parts and some CNC parts. So what we're going to try and do is get the majority of what we can put on it today, and I'm going to finish painting a few elements. I've got the welder is putting the rest of the vents together today, and I am painting the reactor core, so we'll try and sort a few bits out. It's going to be a little bit different to the last time I did a reactor core, because he wants to be able to interchange it with the Mr. Fusion. So instead of just putting the hubcap in and pop that off and put the Mr. Fusion down, the hubcap was quite butchered from what it had come off. So what I'm going to do is line it up, and we'll see if we can figure out a way of getting that to bolt or clip on and off easily, so he can switch between the reactor core and the Mr. Fusion. But in the meantime, I'm going to be building the reactor core today and a few other little elements. We managed to get these little good things in, which are 3D printed glands, or well, the glands are real, it's 3D printed casing, and it gives you the little sizes of the glands on the back, but they're perfect, so they're for the interior. I'm just waiting for a larger size to arrive. Got these painted, so these are obviously our little sections that go on there. I'll be fitting the number plate today, and we're going to try and cut that panel for the back along with a load of other bits. So I'll show you what we've got upstairs as well, and yeah, see how far we get. Hi guys, right now I've got a load of extra pieces up here. I painted this morning, which is the T195 grill, so that's all been painted up, and we'll get the graphics on those later and dirty that in, then that can be positioned. I've got our nice little heat sinks that will be fitted on our reactor core. I have the big hoses that will connect to the vents when we get the vents later on. I've got the purple clamps to do all the wiring on the sides. I also have the larger purple clamps that we're going to be putting the side tubing on with the mesh. So that, we'll try and get that done today if we can. I also have these really nice gold heat sinks for the interior of the car, along with these gold ones that go in the car as well. He was missing those. I've got some 3D printed with metal part inside dash boxes, which have got a little bit of tweaking to finish off. I have one of the heat sinks, the black one that goes on the right side at the back with the little grommet coming out the top and wiring that connects to one of the terminal strips. And I have this is from Matt Parsons. It is a 3D printed gyro mount. It looks really good, to be honest. Obviously the construction of it's much lighter than the metal one, but it still bounces and moves, everything's connected properly. He's actually done a really good job of 3D printing that and getting it all lined up and getting it put together. So really pleased with that. Still an expensive unit, but not as expensive as the metal one from the States. And I've also painted this up. Going to get some the correct bolts to go in on this, but we're going to fit this onto the reactor core later with that. And this is one of the green torpedoes that's been sanded and painted, so we'll try and get that with the others lined up and see if we can get that fitted onto our mount for that. But I can't remember if I've got the mount here or if I've got to fabricate that, so I'll have a little look at that later on. But for the meantime, we're going to start probably with the clips on the side and the Mole Richardsons. Actually, I'll make the Mole Richardsons as well. I've got the plates here that I've had machine made, so we'll get some little blocks and we'll see if we can get those fitted as well, along with the grommets that I've got in here to go on the flux boxes. Then we can start connecting all the wires and everything else up. So it's a few different things I can do today, so we'll see how the day goes and see how we get on. Hi everyone, so we've got the California number plate, and what we're going to do is fit it quickly because it's a nice easy job to do. And then what I'm going to do is we'll make it so that Will has to put on the normal number plate when he wants to drive it about, or if he wants to put the number plate on it, or if we can find somewhere else where we might be able to put a smaller, maybe a flip up or flip down one somewhere where it's out of the way. Just because one of the main things people do when they look at these cars is they want to take a picture of the out-of-time number plate on the back, and if you've got your normal one and the number plate set over the top, it just doesn't line up right, and I don't think it looks good. So even though it might not be technically road legal, we'll put that in. I mean, I drove my one round. I know others that drive around with the out of time number plate on, and to be honest, there aren't many of these about. So when you do see them, the police are more interested in the actual car than not having the right number plate on. Right, so now we can easily pop that out. I might have to put a spacer or two back in this. We'll have a look. And this one is a little bit bent and crooked where it's been pulled in and out a few times, but fingers crossed. There we are. Right, so now I've got that lined up and put back in properly, and I put a little bit of tape on the back just to help hold it in. We can slide this back in, pop it in like that, and then these 4 little screws back in. It's a nice, easy mod. It's one of the first mods I did on my first car, just because, well, it's one of the most easiest, exciting things to sort of put on the car. It's the out of time number plate. So pretty happy that he had that. This is the original one that he had on the car, so it's nice to keep as many of the original parts, because I can't remember the guy's name that built this. I think it was Brian, but I'm not sure. He put a lot of effort into this car, even though it wasn't screen accurate. He tried really hard to match, because when he built this, it was using stills from a VHS. When you pause it, and it would wobble. So hats off to him. And plus, he did this in the 90s as well. So it was a long time ago, and he really, I think he did really, really well. So we'll always big the car up, and it's a lovely car. It's an October 81, so he, you know, he got the right month built car. He got the right interior, he got the right gearbox, and there we are. I think that looks great. And yeah, so I'm going to start doing some bits on the reactor core, and I've got here as well the 2 bars that are going to be going on the side of the car. These are solid alley, they're proper alley, they're not plastic or anything. And then I've got some mesh here that I'll cut in half, we'll wrap around that, and we'll get that fixed on as well. So I'm going to probably dot out what I can on here to see if we can get our hoses up, and I'll see if I can get the Mole Richardsons done as well. So I've got a lot to do today. I might put you on a time lapse, and we'll take it from there. I also have the 3 green torpedoes painted as well, which is handy. So I'm going to be trying to sort that out as well. I'm just going to see what I can get done today. Right, so I've got these 1 meter long 30mm aluminium tubes, which are going to be our side rod holders, which will hold the cable. And then what I've got is this aluminium perforated mesh, and it's a 6-sided hexagon mesh. It's a little bit 3D. And this is also 1 meter long by 25. So what I'm going to do is cut that right down the middle. I'm going to roll that around the pipe, and then I've got these larger purple P-clamps which will hold it in place. So I'm going to cut that, I'll mould those around, and then I'll show you what it looks like once I've got them on the car. Right, now I've cut that mesh into 2. You can see the mesh and the pipe are the same height, and when we wrap them together, you end up with something that looks like that. So you've got that 3D look on the bar, and then we put these purple clamps on the top, screw them down, and then that is our solid fixing. So I'll show you it fitted on the car next. Hi everyone, right, I've managed to get the wiring running from the flux boxes at the front all the way around onto the rear deck, and I put on the purple clamps the whole way down and through. I've also put these side tubes on that I've made earlier with the mesh and the alley pipe with the larger P-clips. We're going to leave it there for today because that's taken all day to do both sides, so I'll do a quick video of those and show you what we've done, but we're going to leave it there for today and then crack on again tomorrow. So there we have the California number plate fitted. I've also put the grommets in all of the flux boxes now, even the ones down the side. And I will do the Mole Richardson plugs for here and the Mole Richardson plugs for here probably tomorrow or next Saturday. I've got the fabricator fixing the engine lid because I want some more support underneath just for the weight that's going on it so it doesn't bow. And then we will look at getting the rest of these things attached and put on, and I've got to make the mount for the green torpedoes. I've still got one or two other bits to source, but so far that's not looking too bad. And from the front, once I've got that colour cable on there as well coming out of the grommets and running down, that will sort of complete that front end going back. And then I've got some extra goodies for inside, so we'll be looking at that when I'm next here.